Most people are not being very powerful in dating. When you look at the dating world, what you'll see are people who are trying to overcompensate for their feelings of unworthiness by getting power over others, or people who give all their power to other people to validate those feelings of unworthiness. And whether you're on one end of the spectrum or the other, it doesn't really matter because it's disempowering no matter where you stand. In this video, I'm going to talk about what it means to be truly powerful in dating and how you can empower yourself to create the kinds of connections that you truly want that lead to potential relationships that could last a lifetime. The most attractive people are people who know who they are, they know what they want, they know what they stand for, and people know what they can expect from them because of that. Most of what you see in dating is a lot of inauthenticity, a lot of games, a lot of people beating around the bush about things and not being honest with each other. But when you're empowered, when you know who you are and what you expect and what you stand for, you don't have to play those games anymore. When you don't need anybody else's validation or approval, you don't have to bend over backwards to try to get it. You see, when you're confident about who you are and you're clear about who you are, you can be yourself and you can let other people see that. You can let other people experience that from you. You can let other people get to know you for you, and you can open up to people and be free in dating. When you do that, other people will be comfortable too. Actually, you doing that is what inspires other people to be able to do that themselves. What most people do in dating is they say, I don't want to see this person anymore, but I don't really know how to say it because I don't want to hurt their feelings. And so they try to protect them and they beat around the bush and they lead them on, or they stop talking to them and they ghost them. But you see, when you're not afraid of your own feelings, you don't have to try to protect other people from their feelings either. When you recognize that if you get hurt, it'll be okay because you're strong enough to handle it. If you get rejected, it'll be okay because you're strong enough to handle it. Then you can be honest with people and you could say, listen, it's been great. I've enjoyed getting to know you, but I don't want to take this any further. Because being that powerful lets people know what they can expect from you. And even if they don't like what you say, they'll like the way you say it. They'll like how you present yourself. They'll like the way that you treat them. Being honest with people, letting people know what they can expect from you is really the kinder thing to do. When you're empowered in yourself and you know who you are and you know what you stand for, you can hold other people accountable. So when somebody says they're going to call and they don't, you can say, listen, you told me you were going to call, and I don't want to make a big deal about this, but it's just important that you know if we're going to have a relationship here, I would like you to call when you say you will. Otherwise, this isn't going to work for me. Most people can't hold people accountable like that because they're afraid of how they'll look, or what if they reject me, or what if they walk away because I do this? What if they think I'm desperate, or what if they don't like me anymore? But the truth is, the more desperate thing to do is to not say anything. The most desperate thing you could do is not hold someone accountable because you're afraid of what they'll think about you, or you're afraid of how you'll look to them. When you're not desperate, you don't care how you look to them. You're just being authentic to who you are and what's real for you. And if they got a problem with that, that's their problem, not yours. If somebody doesn't recognize how amazing you are and how valuable you are and how much you bring to the table, that's their problem, not yours. Because you know that you are awesome enough that somebody's going to see it, and somebody's going to want to be with you, and somebody's going to like who you are and like what you bring and how great you are. And because you know that, you don't need this person to be that person. When you know what your expectations are and you're confident about who you are, you know that somebody is going to want to live up to those expectations. So you don't need to force your expectations on anybody. And it's so important that you start dating by being empowered. It's so important that you do the inner work to gain your confidence and gain your empowerment and know your boundaries and know your standards before you start getting wrapped up in relationships with people. Because what happens for most people is relationships, as I said in the beginning, become a competition to either get power over the other person or give my power over to the other person. I try to trade my power for their attention or their validation, or I use their attention or their validation to overcompensate for my feelings of not being enough. And successful relationships never succeed on that foundation. I'm hosting a workshop called How to Find Love in the Modern Dating Scene. And what we're actually talking about is how to free yourself from all these games and all these dramas, how to own your confidence and own your power so you can approach dating in the most powerful way and create the most authentic connections with the kind of people that you really want to connect with. I'd like to invite you to join me for the workshop. You can register at myconsciousrelationship.com. That's myconsciousrelationship.com. We're going to be hosting the workshop at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on December 3rd. I would absolutely love for you to be there. So go ahead, go register now. Space is filling up quickly, and I'll see you there.